Hi, everyone. So, even though Venus just went direct, Juno is still retrograde and it just retrograded itself back into Scorpio. And when Juno is in Scorpio, it can really affect our relationships and the feelings can become very intense. And sometimes those things can border on jealousy or obsession. So I'd like to try to figure out what kind of energies we're working with so we can avoid as many hiccups in our relationships as we can. I have a zodiac sign dice and an astrological house dice here that I'd like to roll to see if we can figure out more of the energies we can work with. So we have Aries and we have the second house. So Aries is really all about willpower, is what I want to say is coming through this most strongly right now. And the second house can really be about patience and resources and the slow moving type of energy. So, what this is saying to me immediately is that we're being called upon to use our willpower to call upon as much patience as we possibly can when it comes to our relationships during this period of time where Juno is in Scorpio. So, I have 4 tarot decks here. I'm going to use 3 for clarification, and I'd just like to call upon the energies that are coming through for this time with Juno in Scorpio. So we have strength. There's that willpower that Aries was telling me right out of the gate, that there's a need to call upon your willpower during this time. It's going to require a lot of patience from you. There's the devil, but I'm going to turn it upside down to make sure we're complying with the guidelines. 6 of Swords. The Lovers, same thing. I'm going to flip the Lovers over. There's the 5 of Swords. Underneath, there's the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. Underneath everything is the King of Pentacles. And I like seeing this King of Pentacles under everything because this is really giving me the impression that your efforts for something are really paying off here. And it may be that because you're practicing willpower and practicing your patience, that is going to be the payoff for you, that there is going to be some kind of recognition for your efforts, some kind of advancement for you and your resources, one way or another. What I'm noticing immediately here, because we have the devil and the Lovers here, that is not surprising whatsoever, because this idea of our relationships with the Lovers and an idea of obsession and jealousy with the devil is definitely showing up here. So it's already, the cards are already lining up with what I would expect the energies of Juno retrograde in Scorpio to look like. But let's go through it one at a time here. So there's something certainly that has ended. So whether you just broke up with someone, whether there was a fight, whether there was something going on here that for your well-being had to end, you're being asked to really take this strong position against doing really anything, because this idea of patience with the second house is here. And so I do feel like whatever it was that came to an end, whatever backstabbing was done to you, whatever types of deceit or things you didn't see coming, things behind your back, whatever that was that happened recently, you're being asked to just stay patient and stay strong. The focus is this devil card here, that perhaps if you feel a need to retaliate or get back at this person, or to feel very intense emotions, there's a need with this 6 of Pentacles to really try to balance that. And that I'm getting a message of pick your battles, because this idea of Juno in Scorpio is really going to amplify your feelings right now. And that just because you're feeling it doesn't make it true. So I hope that makes sense, but it does feel like this is going to be a bit challenging for you to have all these feelings but not being able to act on them. And I just saw 444 as I said that. So it's going to be intense. This is certainly confirming that for me. But this Six of Pentacles here is really saying, but you do have it in you to balance out those emotions. It is just going to require your willpower, your patience, and your strength. And then I think that you'll see that it will start to stabilize, but it's just these intense feelings that Juno is bringing up is really the problem. Not to mention there was something that was done that really upset you. The Ten of Swords doesn't show up when you're during happy times. The Ten of Swords shows up when there's a clear breakup, an ending, a fight, a backstabbing, something along those lines. So of course it's going to stir up these very intense feelings for you. So, but the challenge is going to be turning the other cheek. The challenge is going to be walking away from this, because there is someone sitting in your energy here who's showing up as a Queen of Swords who looks like she's ready for battle. She's got her sword up in the air. But your challenge, you are being asked to walk away from this, turn the other cheek, and understand that you're overlooking something here, that these 10 swords means it's over and that it's time to move on. And if this person did this to you just so they can engage you in a fight, your best bet is going to be to walk away from this fight and to let this person stand there with their sword and have no one to battle. No one. And so it does feel like this is an opportunity for you to really learn something here. And I think that's why this King of Pentacles is here, because the cards are saying if you can push past this, if you can be the bigger person, then you are going to see some rewards for your efforts. It's always the case. If you're doing your spiritual up-leveling, if you are expanding yourself spiritually, you're always going to be met with your blessings. And in this case, it looks like King of Pentacles types of energies in the form of resources, money even. So walk away from this person who is engaging you in battle, the person who stabbed you in the back and now wants to fight some more. It's very important for you to disengage from that. So then we had the Lovers and the Seven of Pentacles. So again, this is a choice. You get to make a choice here to be the bigger person. And how are you being called in this situation? You're being called to walk away from this, to move away from this, to escape this situation, not go back in and engage some more. And I think that's when you're going to see that your resources are going to start to pay off. You're going to start to see blessings that start to come in. The moment you disengage with this person is the moment you're going to see, as I said before, because I keep getting this message that there's going to be rewards for your efforts. And that is what the message coming through here is. Choose love, choose the path of love, choose to walk away, choose to take the high ground, be the bigger person. So we're ending this off with two fives. We have the Five of Swords and we have the Five of Cups. And I think this is really saying that you're going to be strongly pulled to engage in this fight, because the Five of Swords is a card of engaging in fights. But the advice that's coming through here is to not engage in that. Yeah, sure, you want to speak up for yourself. You want to stand your ground. You want to be in that mode, perhaps. However, you want to do it in the most respectful and compassionate way that you possibly can. Because otherwise it's going to leave you in this Five of Cups energy where you're just feeling regretful. You're feeling like there's things that are going to be left unsaid. You may even say things that you don't even mean. This person might not be for you. You might not have to be in some kind of a relationship or friendship or whatever to make it make sense for you and your situation. If this person is sucker punching you and then wants to blame you for it, I mean, it feels like a clear blame shifting type of energy. But don't engage. And if you do engage, do it in a respectful and compassionate way where you are simply standing up for yourself and speaking your own truth. So let's get some clarifiers, but it does feel intense. I feel a bit fired up myself, and that's exactly what Juno in Scorpio does. So I would really expect, especially for those of you who are very in tune to the energies, are very sensitive to the energies, really aware of the energies, I would expect you to feel a bit of an intense type of energy around you right now. So with the Strength and the Ten of Swords, we're getting the King of Wands. There's that Aries willpower. So we're seeing Leo, we're seeing Aries, we're seeing a lot of this fire energy, that it is going to take a lot of your willpower. We're also seeing the Hierophant, which I'm going to flip over. And then there's the Two of Wands again. No, we didn't have the Two of Wands. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought I did. Why did I say that? Maybe we're going to see it again. It doesn't matter. So we're seeing the King of Wands with the Two of Wands and the Hierophant. So this again is this calling on of your willpower. You very much need your willpower right now and your patience. The Hierophant here is saying this is a lesson. Couldn't be clearer to me that this is a spiritual lesson for you to understand that there is another way to engage in this. That Two of Wands is saying there is another way. You don't have to be in this fight. You can walk away and turn the other cheek, is exactly what that's telling me. With the Devil and the Six of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is going to be a love relationship. This is going to be a romantic situation because we have the Knight of Cups. But what this is saying is this is your choice. You have these two swords here. Again, you have the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. That may be why I said again, because you have all along here, it's showing that you have choices that you can make. And the Lovers is here. Also a choice. This is a choice, this is a choice, and this is a choice. You can choose to take this person back and return to these old cycles, or you can choose to step into your Queen of Pentacles energy and your King of Pentacles energy and really level up and learn the lesson. So then we have the Six of Swords with the Queen of Swords being clarified once again by the Queen of Swords. So she's here again. We have Judgment, and there's the Four of Pentacles. This is saying to wake up to this situation. Judgment is also a choice. Judgment is a choice about staying small in the 3D and re-engaging in this petty nonsense, or expanding yourself into the astral realms, into the 5D, and understanding the truth in a situation, and to really hold yourself back with this Four of Pentacles from engaging in these fights, to make sure that you can walk away from this knowing that you did everything you could, but you are not accepting blame for someone else's backstabbing behavior. So then with the Lovers and the Seven of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles again. We have a lot of repeating cards here. Then we have the Ace of Wands, and there's the Devil again, which I'm going to flip over. So the Devil is repeating here. The King of Pentacles is repeating here. And so again, this choice, this idea of a choice with the Lovers, and the only true path in this situation between choosing between the King of Pentacles and the Devil, that feels like a really easy pick to me. That feels like a very easy energy. And it's why this King of Pentacles is hiding under here. It's saying, take the solid, stable, grounded, high road. You will get your blessings, and not engage in whatever this is. Like we said, if you feel a need to, if you have intense feelings of obsession or jealousy or retaliation, whatever that is for you, to really take that high road and get your blessings and level up. Pick your battles. I keep hearing pick your battles. So speaking of picking your battles, with the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, we have the Five of Swords clarifying the Five of Swords. There's the Eight of Wands, and there's the Page of Wands. So this is saying to really motivate yourself to get out of this. Find a way with this Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands. These are both, the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands are movers and shakers. They take action, they move forward. They're not interested in pettiness. They're interested in their ambition. They're interested in what's next. They're interested in things that are not boring. And engaging in petty nonsense is boring. So if someone came out of thin air and sucker punched you in a way that you were not expecting, that's boring. And I know it's not going to feel like it with Juno being in Scorpio, but it truly is the most boring thing on earth when people come through and sucker punch you and expect you to be riled up. You've got too much to do. You're showing up as an Aries. You're showing up as strength. You're showing up as a King of Wands, a King of Pentacles. You have far too much to do to be worried about the petty nonsense. You just trust me on that one. So, wow, there's your reading. Please let me know how this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.